How's it, everyone, from MaxTradesCrypto? Today we're going to be talking about two scenarios on the chart and doing a breakdown using Elliott Wave Theory. So starting on our main daily scenario, we are still looking at, from this low made at $48,960, we are still looking for a 5-wave move up. Now, this 5-wave move, as you can see in white, has multiple sub-degree waves, and we're going to get into that now. So you can see here in white, we have a 5-wave structure that is possibly going on. And inside this white wave 3, we are looking for multiple 5-wave structures again, and another one in pink here in the green wave 3. So this is what we're currently looking at, and we are currently in this wave 4 towards the downside. The wave 4 at the moment has been taking some time. We are now sitting at around 2.5 months that this wave 4 is taking, right? It could have been multiple wave 4s, like mentioned here in the pink, but we're going to look in that in more detail now. So on the 4-hourly time frame, we can see here that we have these two wave 4s possibly. A wave 4 finishing here in an A, B, C, and making a wave 4 followed by that wave 5. And now we are looking for another wave 4 in green. So if we're looking for another wave 4 in green, it causes very, very choppy price action. You can see here we went for a wave 4 here that was very choppy, and then up, and another wave 4 that's now very choppy. Very much a range that is being created here, but we can, so be safe when you trade a range like this. It can be very up and down price action. So if we look at our first scenario on the chart, in this green wave 4, you can see that we are looking at a WXY towards the downside. Now, if I do some education quickly, there are a few corrections that can happen in a wave 4. A standard ABC, or an ABC like this, or an ABC like this. They are all different structures of ABCs, and we can then find them in wave 4s most commonly. But if we look at a WXY, a bit of a complex structure, a WXY also looks very similar to an ABC, except the sub-degrees of the WXY are ABCs themselves. ABC, ABC, ABC. This would be the entire corrective structure. So on the chart at the moment, we are looking at one of those. A 3-wave structure in W and A, B, C. To do W, you can see that in pink, followed by a very sharp wave X, and now we are looking for another 3-wave structure in Y, an A, B, and a wave C. In the wave A, we had a leading diagonal. A leading diagonal looks something along the lines of this. We can see a 5-wave structure where wave 4 and wave 1 overlap. You can see that, and often we draw trend lines like that. So if we look at the chart here, the wave A on the hourly time frame is actually easier to see. The wave A has a 5-wave structure in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a wave 5, finishing that wave A. At the moment, we are still looking for a wave B. The wave B could definitely have been finished at this area here, but the likelihood that we are still looking for a higher wave B is, in my opinion, higher than this being the wave B here. Just because the wave A was very long in time, the fact that this would be a wave B looks to me very low probability. After this wave B, targeting the 0.618 to the 0.786 at 99,142 to 100,582, we can then possibly look for a 5-wave structure again in the wave C, possibly down to that 0.382 that we've been talking about for a very long time at $86,690. Then the second scenario on the chart, we are looking at something like this, where we also still have that WXY except we have finished the wave A, finished the wave B, and now we are looking for that 5-wave structure to the downside. Now, if we have finished this wave A and also a leading diagonal, the B being finished at that area of low probability that we talked about just now, we are still now looking for this being the wave 1 down, this wave 2, 3, 4, and wave 5. At the moment, price has indeed come into our target box for a wave 2. We can see here that it targets around the 0.5 to 0.786. But the problem is now, if we are to touch the 0.886, the likelihood increases to take this high over here. Therefore, the scenario 1 would become more relevant with that wave B at the top. But we are still keeping this in mind, as this can be a good area to keep an eye on before that downward spiral goes, before we get to those $86,000 levels. This would mean that the wave C targets here at about the 1.0 to the 1.618 at 90,000 to 86,143. But if we look here, the wave 3 target is the 1.618 from the start of the wave 1 to the bottom of the wave 1 to the top of wave 2. We can see that the wave 3 should indeed be hitting around this low at $88,000, which would indeed play nicely towards that $86,000 level. But we will still wait and see for more price action that is going to occur today and the following days on the chart. Now, for trades starting on the 4-hourly time frame, remember we are only doing 4-hourly time frame trades this year, as the hourly and 15-minute time frame trades are very, very risky. So, looking at a 4-hourly trade this year, or this today, we are looking for that 0.382. Now, why the 0.382? There are 3 reasons. For one, we have been looking at this 0.382 for ages on this target range for our wave 4. That is the first reason. 0.382 is a very, very common target range or target area for the wave 4. Second reason is we have trend lines here that do indeed intersect with these areas. These areas are very good areas to possibly find a bounce from. It is also possible that this extends and we only end up finishing the wave 4 close to April. Here we would have this box extending and a touch confluencing with these 2 areas there. The third reason is at a fair value gap reason. The fair value gaps sit very, very close, or these are daily fair value gaps, sit very, very close to the 0.382. Possibly finding support on this area is a high likelihood. But at the moment we can see price is now sitting again, touching this green box and again finding another move slightly towards the upside. Anytime you invest in this green box at the moment, you are possibly taking profits when price indeed does climb above it. But do trade safely in this very, very choppy range. Thank you so much for watching the video. Do join the Discord in the description for more daily updates and subscribe to the YouTube channel. But it's been MaxTradesCrypto. Cheers, guys.